So I think it's time for some worst awards.
Did it Richter go?
We'll move on to the worst awards for TV. Scrolling down, all right. I'm missing quite a few of these, unfortunately. But we'll start off. The first one is worst TV show for a new TV show. I had something that premiered in 2013 that is not a continuing season from a previous show or anything of that nature. I had to think about this one, because again, I haven't seen that many shows, but when I thought about it, I gave it to Digimon Fusion. Because, really, I'm sorry, that show is terrible. I mean, I watched the first, two or three episodes of that show, because it airs right after Power Rangers, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like Digimon. We barely know anything about these kids. Just leave Digimon as an annoying pain in the ass. Why does anybody like this show?
That describes every Digimon series ever.
For me, it's except the third one. Third one was the best.
Tamers is good. I like the first two personally, but yeah, I think the Fusion just doesn't seem to have that spirit about it that the previous Digimon shows have had, where you sympathize with the kids and the relationship with the Digimon, you really felt for it. It doesn't feel like any of that's there in this new show. It's like here's some kids, here's some Digimon, enjoy it. There's no feeling behind it.
I feel like that's all of them.
I will also say I was just joking. I did like I can't remember what his name was, the little orange dinosaur thing.
Agumon.
Yeah, I liked him in the first one.
QJ?
Yeah, it's just when we were talking about it, when I was talking about it the other day to... I think it was Stacey. When I was talking to it the other day to Stacey, she mentioned how annoying she found him. I think it was Stacey.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Yeah, that was the only reason I mentioned it, because I wasn't sure if that was one of our past recordings. I just wanted to make a reference to it.
You were
fair enough. Continuity. Boom.
But I'd say that, now that Pokemon took the one thing that was good about Digimon and put it in Pokemon with the whole Digivolving, because yes, they're Digivolving, even though it's Mega-volving. But
yeah, same difference.
What do you have left? Seriously. What do you have left that is yours? Nothing. Just go home.
What they have left is, unlike Pokemon, they have a literal pile of shit Digimon. That's what they have.
And they have way better designs.
That too.
Because at least the pile of shit was funny. The pile of garbage is fucking just head slap worthy.
And the pile of garbage actually has an evolution.
Is it worse than the ice cream cone?
Wait, which the garbage dump? The garbage one is the worst.
Fair enough. I always found the ice cream one to be the most annoying, because I was like, wait, that means if he goes against the fire Pokemon once, he's never coming back. He's now a liquid Pokemon. If he goes against
Lickitung, it shits over. It's a giant tongue. You can't beat that with an ice cream cone.
Or
unless he licks it too fast and gets brain freeze.
Lickitung has such a small head, I don't think he has a brain.
Abra has the spoons. I mean, Cadaver.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Waiting.
That's nothing. You should see all the spoons that Big Alakazam has. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean Alakazam, that's what I meant.
Yeah, close enough.
Sure.
I'm Geller? Sorry.
Alright. So, who's next? Worst new TV show?
I don't have one. I don't either. Yay.
I actually don't have one for this.
Okay, I'll go. Just because I thought this was going to be bad, but then I was like, I'll watch it because it had Seth Green in it, and I do like him since Buffy. I went with Dads.
Oh, yeah, that one.
I saw the premiere of it. It's so fucking horribly bad. And the reason
That's
it's
on
bad...
everybody's list of bad.
Yeah, the reason it's bad is... And a couple of people had mentioned this to us beforehand, and then I was like, I don't think it's going to be that bad. But then when I watched it, I was like, okay, it is that bad. Because I wanted to give Seth Green a chance. But the main reason everyone seems to agree on it's bad is because, and I do agree with this, they're trying to do South Park and Family Guy humour in live action. That doesn't work. It's like, for example, the South Park where you've seen like the World of Warcraft where he shits all over his mother and into the pan and stuff. It's funny because it's a cartoon. Or the cat pissing in Kenny's face. It's funny because it's a cartoon. If you see that in live action, it suddenly becomes like Two Girls, One Cup style. It's like, no. that style humour does not work live action.
In all fairness, it can, because Trey and Matt pulled it off during the ziplining episode.
They did, but they didn't actually do it as gross out and as bad, though.
True.
The zipline episode was more live-action people narrating stuff, which they've done that in the past.
Yes, but live-action Cartman still took a shit off the boat.
He did, but it wasn't like this. Even that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
The ziplining episode wasn't that good, sadly, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else saw that show, though, Dads.
Oh, I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, it was on everybody's list for worst of 2013. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's move on. Worst TV show recurring.
Did Geeky Girl have one?
I have one.
I didn't have one for new. I just had the one for recurring.
Fair enough.
Okay, did you have a new, QJ?
No, I didn't have a new one either.
Okay, so worst TV shows recurring. I think probably, I don't know if anybody's using it, but quite a few people in this conversation are probably thinking it, so I'm just going to say it. Raw.
Yes, I agree. That's mine. That's funny because that's the one TV show I faithfully watch.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry, WWE, Vince McMahon, Triple H, whoever the hell's in charge now. You got to step it up a little bit, guys. You're killing it here.
And if you want to know why it's shit, watch WXR.
Yes, indeed. Please do check that out. But on a related note, props to the WWE Network. Good call.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's enough said. Like I said, watch it, makes our opinions on that. It's just storylines, terrible booking, everything. Watch WXR, you'll get the full story on that. Anybody else? Worst recurring TV shows?
Well, since I agreed with you, I'd also like to say what my best recurring is, since I don't know if I ever got a chance to, or if I said I didn't have one, but I just realized I do because it counts. And for my best, I'm going to go with Diner Strike and some Dives. With Guy Fieri. Yes, I watch Food TV. That's the only channels really I watch on a regular basis are Food Network and Cookie Channel. And that is fucking awesome.
I'll give that honorable mention, Restaurant Impossible. Moving on.
Hey, I will say, if it wasn't for Marcus watching the Food Network, I wouldn't have got into that Man v Food, because I think it was him that recommended that to me. And when I watched it, I was like, that's kind of cool.
That is a good show.
It serves no purpose.
The series?
Yeah, the series, Man v Food, yeah. But it serves no purpose. There's no general thing for it. I don't learn anything from it, but I enjoy seeing him try to do the challenges. And I enjoy the fact you get to see stuff like American cooking with like fucking burgers named after heart attacks and shit.
Yep.
Only in America.
But
No.
worst returning TV show, I gave it to probably the one I will do every year until it's cancelled. Because unfortunately I do have to watch this because my brother watches this.
I already know.
The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
The most evil and the most evil, vile show on the network, on TV, in my opinion. The reason
more
I say
evil and vile than Raw?
Raw doesn't actually do the trick this one does. This one, it says to you, basically, and they advertise it this way, they say it's for comedy for geeks, or it's the comedy for nerds. And then when you watch it, the whole show is about how the pretty, normal, well-adjusted girl is better than nerds. And
Pretty much.
And how, if you like comics, or if you like action figures, or if you watch, like, stuff like Star Trek, or Deep Space, not Deep Space Nine, or Battlestar Galactica, or any of this shit, then you fail as a human being and you need to kill yourself.
Yeah,
really? I don't like that.
As bad as them.
It would be one thing if they advertised it as the way it's presented, but trying to get you in as a nerd and then treating you that way, it's basically like the school bully trying to take your lunch money. I don't like that.
Yeah, by mocking you.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think it's vile, and I hate that show.
It's a mockery of nerd culture. That's basically what it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's just like WWE saying, don't be a bully, be a star, and then they come back from commercial break and it's Stephanie McMahon berating Big Show because he's a giant and he's poor.
To be fair though, with WWE is advertised as people hate each other, so they beat each other to death with weapons, or
True.
to death in the ring. It's no surprise to you that their storylines are going to lead to people being punched in the face. That's
Pretty much.
what you expect. Whereas this one, it leads you to believe, oh, you like Batman, let's say, you like Batman, Marcus. It'd be like, oh, you like Batman? Come watch our show. And you watch it, it's like, oh, you know, people who watch Batman, yeah, they're virgins and they need to be shot.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Anybody else? Worst recurring.
Oh, worst recurring for me is The Walking Dead, because I loved the first 2 seasons of that, and god damn it, everything else about it is just, you know what, Rick, you lost your humanity, so just fuck off and die now. You are a zombie. You are a zombie that hasn't turned yet, so just die. Just die, Rick.
Dude,
go
he's
away.
right there.
Not Rick Tor, but Rick as in and I saw a little kid at
Rick
Comic-Con. I saw a little kid at Comic-Con dressed up like him, and I'm like, does that mean you're a guy with no soul either? I just wanted to say to that kid, this little 10-year-old kid, or no, he's freaking 7 at most. I'm like, and he goes, yeah, I'm Rick. And he was like, yeah. And I literally went up to him and said, does that mean you're a heartless human being too? He's like, hells yeah, I'd kill anybody. Yeah, you're infected, chop your arms off, you're dead. And I'm like, oh my god, this little 7-year-old. And he had a little fake gun. He's like, I'm ready to shoot you if you're infected. And I'm like, oh my god.
There's a 7-year-old that watches that show.
I know.
Apparently.
Someone has failed.
There's little kids watching quite literally anything that exists. You will find little kids watching it. It's just unfortunately the way of the world.
Yeah, but you should have heard him. He knew how much of a soulless bastard Rick was. This kid knew.
Yeah.
Kids shouldn't be watching stuff like that, but at the same time, sadly, I know kids that have watched stuff like horror shows before now and stuff like that. It's like, no, why are you sitting your kid down to watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid's supposed to sneak it. The parent's not supposed to know. That's the whole point.
Oh, what's that, kid? You like Dora the Explorer trying to survive? This is similar. They're trying to survive something.
There's a monkey in there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. All right. So is that everybody on your recurring?
No,
I have one.
Okay.
Yeah. Rick, do you want to go? I'll go.
Yeah, sure. I'll get mine out of the way. It's pretty small. But for me, worst recurring was Arrow season 2. Because Arrow season 1 I enjoyed, but I wouldn't say it was good. And I started watching season 2, and then X-Pound Zone Fallen Angel inadvertently ruined season 2 for me. And then at first I was mad, and then I realized that he probably saved me several hours of my life because the stuff he told me, I was like, that's fucking terrible. I'm not watching it. So yeah, I'm done now.
And I'll admit, with Arrow season 1, I was the same way as you. I bought the box set, and I was like, I want to like this because I've paid money for it, so I won't watch it all. But as I'm watching it all, it wasn't that good. But like in most CW shows, I find nowadays CW shows, the first few episodes aren't that good as a rule, and then they suddenly pick up when they found their footing with the story. Near the end, it got much better.
Yeah. Like I said, season 1 I enjoyed, but I wouldn't call it good.
Yeah.
But I did kind of. Unless I don't know if you've seen much yet. In season 2, do they still do the kind of 2 TV shows in one?
Yeah, where it's half on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do that. But they
have they reached the episode yet where you get to vote for who leaves the island?
I wish.
They introduced superpowers now, so because they did the backdoor pilot for the Flash, so now they have superpowers in the show. Yeah, they were trying to do it like Batman, basically.
Yeah, I knew they tried to introduce superpowers, which I'm still going to see season 2, but I wasn't sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing because it can go either way.
Yeah, I think there was no real build up to it. I mean, there was build up to it, but there was no. I mean, you didn't expect it. The way they played it, it made it seem like it was going to be like The Dark Knight, but just completely realistic. But they were going like the Batman route of there isn't supernatural stuff or over the top stuff at the start, but it starts to come about over time, and I guess that's a little bit more well done. I don't know.
If it's not going to spoil for anybody, I'm curious. Is it Barry or Wally?
It's Barry.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's neither. It's Colin.
Ha.
Ah!
They were saying that this series might tie into the Justice League movie too, so That would be
Yeah, that's why they're introducing the Flash, because you got Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman in the Superman movie, and you've got Green Arrow and Flash in TV series.
Yeah, he's getting his own show now. So, but yeah, I'll go ahead and say mine. Mine was this show called, you probably haven't heard of it. It's called South Beach Tow. It's a reality show. It's my worst recurring. It would have been my worst new, but I had to look it up to make sure that it was new, or if it was new, or it was new to me. And it was called, it's created by J-Lo, so you already don't really expect much. And I didn't know this until I looked it up, but I was over at my mom's house on Christmas, and there was a marathon of it, and this is the only reason why I even watched the show. But it was probably the worst reality show I'd ever seen. It's a repo show. It's about a group of people who repo people's cars and whatnot. And the things that happen in the show are so forced. It's unbearable. It's absolutely unbearable. And like, they try to create stories, and there's another show called Lizard Lick Towing, and at least all of their acting is improv. Like, you can believe that there's some believability to it, even though it's a little bit like their car chase scenes, and then they get into fights and stuff. And sometimes it's interesting because it feels real, and you know some part of it probably is fake, but it feels real. They don't even try with this show, South Beach Tow. Like, the acting, it's like, it's second rate. It's like, why would anybody want to watch the show? The acting is just, it's so unbelievable. You don't even, like, I don't even know why we continued to watch it. I was like, can we please watch something else? I mean, we were just laughing at how bad it was, really. It's absolutely laughably bad. I would actually recommend anybody to watch it if they want a good laugh, especially if they have friends over or something, because the stuff that happens is enough to keep your attention, but it's so bad. It's hilarious.
Is there at least some sort of hook to get you in? Like, for example, Baywatch was fucking terrible. The acting and shit on Baywatch is fucking terrible, but the slow motion running, oh my god, the slow motion running.
Yeah, see, yeah, there was something that kept you there. Like, they would have car chases, like, they tried to do these character development parts where there was like a character who had anger problems, so he had a therapist who gave him a puppet, and he would talk to the puppet while he was consulting people who were angry at him for taking their car, and then they would like shout obscenities to him, and he would talk to the puppet like, I don't really like this. I don't really like this person. Do you think I should? He would basically try to make himself seem crazy so that they would leave him alone. But it was so forced. It was like, it was so obvious that it was written, and it's not like, most reality shows when they do dialogue, it's like improv, so it feels real. It feels like real conversation. It's written, it's scripted. It's so scripted, and it's so badly acted that it begs the question of why would anybody watch this other than to get a laugh at how bad it is. And I think maybe that's probably why it even has air traffic on television. Because,
so WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like the Last Airbender type of acting, to give you a visualization, because it was terrible, but it was funny in a bad way. It was so bad it was good. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I have been Indian playing a Japanese Fire Lord. You may call me Shilash. Sorry, I had to.
Alright.
Is Jim still there?
I am here.
There it is.
Alright. So, moving along. We now got worst TV actor and TV actress, of which I unfortunately do not have either. Does anybody have anybody?
Okay, I have Paul Blackthorne from Arrow.
Oh.
Racist.
He's not
He's
black.
English. That's the opposite of racist. But yeah, the actor playing him is English. When he speaks him, I didn't know that until I saw the special features, and I mentioned this to Richter. I think it was Richter, but the guy's voice just sounds so fake, and his facial reactions when he does stuff, it looks so fake. It's like every time he speaks, I don't care what he says. I just want someone to hit him.
It's crazy because his character has my name. It's Quentin, and I watched that show, and I love when he comes up because I love hearing my name on television. So, but yeah, he's not really that great.
No. And for actress, I gave it to one I don't think anyone here has seen, but I gave it to Amber. I believe it's Amber Tamblyn or Tamblyn.
Oh, I know who that is. I actually, I don't like her as an actress. I think she's hot, but I don't like her as an actress.
As an actress, I'm going to point out right now, she has been in some stuff I liked. Like, she was Masters in House, and I liked her as that. What she's playing now is Jenny in 2.5 Men, who is essentially Charlie Sheen with boobs, and it doesn't work. And this is more of a fault. This may be a fault of the writing too, but part of it's the acting because she just doesn't get into it either, which is fair enough. It's like a balance between the two, so it may be cheating. But her character is basically a lesbian who's the daughter of Charlie Harper, who's now come to live with him, and as a result, every single woman in their area is now suddenly gay. Even characters we've seen be completely sluts to shitloads of guys suddenly end up in bed with her in episodes. It's like, and she's so bad in her role. She's so bad, and this is on 2.5 Men, which, admittedly, it's already bad. I watch it because it's one of those shows, it's like a guilty pleasure, but it's bad. She's so bad, she's making it look worse. That's how bad we're talking about here.
Wow.
But that was my two.
Okay. Anybody else? Alright, I'll go. My worst TV actor was Jack Gleason, who plays Joffrey on Game of Thrones. I think Mo can agree with me here. It's more than just him being the worst character, because anybody who knows about Game of Thrones knows that Joffrey is one of the worst fictional characters of all time.
I've
not quality-wise, just like...
I've only seen season 1. He's the blonde spoiled prick, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, fair enough, because I was just thinking which one would be the worst out of them all, and yeah, he kind of stands out as this thing doesn't belong here at all.
Yeah, because his acting is like... I mean, it's more than just like I said, the character, because the character is hateable, like 100% hateable from the get-go, but his acting is like very subpar. He doesn't really fit in with the other performances, and he reminds me of Harry Potter. Like, he belongs on, like, not dissing anybody on Harry Potter, but like he belongs like at the beginning, like the first movie of Harry Potter. He belongs in like the background. He reminds me a lot of Malfoy, but I think Malfoy was acted a little bit better than this guy as Joffrey, because he just felt very, very amateur, and like he only got the role because he fit the role. I mean,
wrong studio then.
Yeah, basically. He only looked the role. That was really his only. But and then my worst TV actress, I think Geeky Girl can attest to this, is Laurie Holden as Andrea on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, God.
I don't want to like say it's really the acting, because I mean, like, it is kind of the acting, but it's forgivable. It's really a toss-up. It's pretty much the same as Joffrey. It's like a toss-up between the hatred of the character and the acting. Because because it's just like, you can't. I can be like, okay, Jack Gleason is not a terrible person in real life. He's not the greatest actor, but I don't think he's like, I don't dislike him as a person. I really kind of dislike Laurie Holden as an actress just in general, because like, oh man, and the character is just written so terribly. It's like in the comic, her character was much more useful. And I showed my mom and my grandfather the show, a few episodes of the show, and there was that you remember that scene in the first season where she's just like walking in the woods. Andrea's just walking in the woods, and then like a zombie like sneaks up on her and like knocks her down, and it's like in slow motion. She's like screaming, and what's her name comes out of nowhere. Maggie comes out of nowhere on the horse and like attacks the zombie to save her. Like everybody's like consensual when they saw that. It was just like, okay, so she's the one that falls in the woods, that trips when she's getting chased by the monster. Like she's the dumb blonde of horror films, as in the context of the show. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. She's the useless one who really just takes up space and gets people killed.
Which is the same. They spent a considerable amount of time building her up.
Yeah, I mean, the way that it's because her character was a much more pivotal in the comic, and they wanted to give her that same kind of feel, but really she fell so far short. She became one of the characters that people hated, next to Lori, Rick's wife, who, when she went out, then everybody turned their attention to Andrea because she was the weak link of the show. But, yeah.
You're all the way to Snake. Goodbye.
Basically, that's how
they should have done.
Went out. Because she died on the show. Spoiler alert, sorry. She died on the show, and
about time.
Yeah, it was basically that. It was like, oh, you're the weakest link. I think that's how they kill off their characters now. I mean, other than the ones that are destined to die based on the comics, but because Andrea is still alive in the comics, so it was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's good. Thank you for killing her off.
Well, the comics are so much better, so there's so many more things. The story is alive in there. The story is of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, they dropped the ball on that character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot
I didn't choose to work at worst actress, but now that I think about it, I should have looked up her.
Yeah. I did not enjoy that performance or that character, but well, she's gone, so I mean, it doesn't make the show any better, but like Ichigo said, but oh well.
Yeah, that's one less thing you have to worry about. Maybe they'll have a chance to like write something good now.
Yeah.
There you go. Anybody else? Worst actor or actress?
Stacey.
Oh, I didn't have a worst actor or actress. But like if I thought of it, I would go with what QJ said, because I didn't even think of her. Because I just kind of stopped watching the show after a while. I'm like, this is bullshit, and like, you know.
Yeah, I had to make sure that she was still on the show in 2013 because the third season I wasn't sure when it aired, but yeah, she was still on there in 2013, and then she got killed off, and I was like, okay, good, I can add her to the list.
I don't know.
But yeah.
So, do we just want to give worst actor to Rick and just get it over with?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh,
that was my wife.
Go die.
Not Rick. Not Richter.
Okay, anybody else? Worst actor or
actress
for TV?
I like the actor that plays Rick, but yeah, the characters.
Yeah, he's the guy who was in Teachers over here, isn't he?
Oh, okay, yeah, because I know he's British, but I haven't seen anything else.
In Teachers, he was fucking awesome.
Nice.
In the Walking Dead,
yeah, he's good, but he's like his character isn't written very well.
But what's the next category?
Oh, Richard's
next
got
category.
his award.
Oh, sorry, I thought everyone said they didn't have any.
Yeah, I asked like 3 times.
Actually have this. No, for actor, you guys just said it. That was my wife's vote. This guy who plays Rick on Walking Dead. She's like, he's fucking terrible. I'm like, okay, I'll put him. And for actress, I have Willa Holland, who plays Thea on Arrow. And it's probably not her fault. It's the writing. But every time she shows up, I'm like, oh, great. It's going to be fucking stupid drama where she's like going to hate her mom and then love her by the end of the episode. Just
her character is
like, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, her character is there specifically for that CW drama, like TV drama storyline. That's the only reason why she's in there.
But she does look hot.
She does. You know, she plays the voice of anybody who's a fan of Kingdom Hearts. She plays the voice of Aqua on Birth by Sleep.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think she's hot, but I do agree with Rick that she's annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
In fact, most of that cast in Arrow are kind of annoying. It's like whenever it goes from basically just being Arrow on his own, or Oliver going either on the island or basically on solving the like mysteries or fucking fighting stuff. It's bad.
Yeah. I like the guy who plays John Diggle only because he stays where he is. He's not like, he doesn't try to do more than needed.
Yeah,
And
I did like the friend Johnny in season 1.
Yeah, I like him.
I
A lot
thought,
of people
cool.
did,
There's one character that when he's not around, him and the main love interest. When those two aren't around, fair enough. There was other one, and then they kill one of them. And it's like, oh fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I hated that they killed him off, but oh well.
Alright, moving on.
Moving along to the Film Awards, Mark and Shadow.
Alright, worst film of 2013. Say it with me, folks. Iron Man 3.
Did anyone see After Earth?
Yes.
That was
Whoa.
Lois, this is not my Batman glass. Oh, okay.
I liked Iron Man 3, even though it didn't make sense and it was not memorable.
I was going to point out Iron Man 3 would be under worst film, sequel, or prequel, not under worst film.
Yeah.
It could be under worst film if you wanted to have a different.
But the idea of worst new film is the award, if anybody reads.
Oh.
To be fair, I gave Iron Man 3 both of the awards. That's how bad that film was.
Which is fair enough, but it's not a new film. It doesn't count.
It's a new film, but it's not a new film.
You know what our definition of new film is.
Yeah.
Don't nitpick the goddamn aesthetics.
Use air quotes. It makes it better.
Yeah.
New film. Yeah. New.
And it's not a sequel to anything either. Technically, it's a continuation from the Avengers.
Yeah. That's how we'll justify it.
Yeah, we'll justify it, so...
That movie was terrible. It was a good movie. It was just a really, really terrible Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it says it all when Iron Man is only in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It was
And
a
don't
Tony
give
Stark
me none
movie.
of that. I am Iron Man. The suit isn't Iron Man bullshit. No, fuck you. I want to see the goddamn suit.
You saw like 40 goddamn suits. How many do you want?
All of them.
One that works, where Tony doesn't look like a total fucking gimp when he's wearing it.
Oh, snap.
Since we talk about...
Is it too much to ask to actually have Iron Man, I don't know, be a superhero in his own movie?
I will say, I gave that the worst film, sequel, or prequel because for me, I understand what they did. I disagree with Marcus on the Iron Man thing because I think it was a great Tony Stark film.
Yeah,
because in the comics, the best Iron Man story has basically been, as everyone knows, Demon in a Bottle, which is him being an alcoholic, which means the best storyline from the comics, ironically, has been him in his personal life. So I could excuse that. I just hated what they did with the Mandarin.
Yeah.
The Mandarin ruined it for me.
No, what I said was it was a bad Iron Man film. I didn't say it was a bad Tony Stark film. I don't have a problem with them wanting to delve into his personal life and whatnot and delve into the character of Tony Stark. That's cool. The problem I had was when he finally got the fucking suit on, he was still fucking useless.
He was.
That's what pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck? This movie's called Iron Man, not Pepper Potts.
Pepper your pots any day.
Yeah, and like I said, it was. But I kind of liked that aspect of it, but I just didn't like the Mandarin. The Mandarin's what ruined it for me. However, I do know there are people out there that like the Mandarin twist and they think it's good, but
It was like we'll
friend,
never get a good Mandarin ever again, like a proper Mandarin. That's the thing.
We might.
Well, what my friend
Right.
Renan told me was the reason they felt like they had to do that was because he described, and I've never read the comic, so this is up for debate, but he said the Mandarin is an incredibly racist depiction of a Chinese person, so they could not in any movie PC demonstrate the Mandarin as he would in the comics. That's what he's
true.
told me.
But
It is,
but the way that they
is, and it isn't, because they could have easily done him just with some sort of magic or something. But I was saying to you, QJ, we may get something similar to the proper.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because he has got the rings, at least, apparently.
Yeah, I think that the way that they did the Mandarin for the first half of the movie was decent. I was content with that. When they did the twist, then that's when they lost me, because it was like, oh, it's all fake. It's not like none of that was even point, and there was no point to it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I would like to say this about the Mandarin. The twist wasn't good. They pretty much bastardized Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked. And it
did.
worked for one reason. It worked because of Sir Ben Kingsley. It worked because he went full bore, balls to the wall, did not stop for the word go or anything. He went all the way with it. And because he was 110% devoted and into that character worked. And it was fucking hilarious. But I did not agree with them making him not the Mandarin. I was like, oh, come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of like the guy that pretended to be the Mandarin. He's like some kind of Canadian actor or something. It's funny.
Yeah, Trevor. Yeah.
Trevor Bonds, professional actor. Hell yeah.
And the hilarious thing, too, and I give all full credit to Ben Kingsley for this, and it just shows how great of an actor this guy is the fact that the character he portrayed is nothing like Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. That was a surprise for me too, because I've never seen, Ben Kingsley in a role that's not. I mean, in a comedic role for one, but like a role that's not like a total badass.
Yeah, that comment is what surprised me. I'm like, wow, Ben Kingsley's hilarious.
Yep.
But
if we're talking about worst film that wasn't a prequel or sequel, like I said, I gave it to After Earth. Oh my god, that film was so fucking horrible.
After Earth.
Yep, I thought it may be good, but I put it to you. I believe I read this to one of you guys the other day, but I had to get so I could get the exact quote. But I'm going to read you a quote just to point out what the most stupidest line, in my opinion, of the whole fucking film. Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future, is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not present and may not even ever exist. What the fuck?
That was presented so much better, and I get what they were going for, but that was presented so much better in the trailer. That was sloppy writing.
That line, when I saw it in the film, I thought almost everything in that film was bad. When I saw it in the film, I was like, I get what you're doing. You want some big, like, more like a philosophical thing and stuff, but it didn't work. It just felt really forced, and it's like, no, fuck off. Make this film stop.
Make the film stop.
Yeah.
Stop the film, I want to get off.
Yeah, I'm gonna segue from that, because that was my worst film too. It basically, there is no movie that I have ever seen that felt as forced as After Earth, because it felt like this was a movie that was, like, sometimes you can tell when a movie is made for a certain actor. Like, it's like, okay, this movie is meant to be like a platform for that actor's career. Like, this is going to be their movie that starts their career. This movie was so blatantly a ploy created by Will Smith to launch his son's career that it shows throughout the entire movie. You can tell that the movie was made for Jaden Smith, who doesn't carry the movie in any aspect. It's meant to be like a platform, like a launch pad for his career, and and when it's that blatantly obvious, it gets so in the way of the story that you just can't enjoy it. And Will Smith, you can tell he really holds back his acting, because his acting was absolutely shit. He was like not even trying, and you could tell he wasn't trying because he didn't want to overshadow his son, and that was the problem. I feel like maybe if he had actually brought it acting wise a little bit better, not only would it have been a better movie and a better performance, it probably would have forced his son to step up his acting as well just to keep up with him.
Because that film, because what you mentioned there, that does something I've never seen in a film ever.
Yeah.
They took Will Smith, someone who, let's face it, isn't a good actor. But what he is he's charismatic, and that carries him over like it does with The Rock and stuff like that. And it works for some people. Like, I like Will Smith and stuff like that because of his charisma, and they took all that away from him, and he just became this shell of a thing. It's like, what? It's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air grew up to be Lance Storm.
What?
Yeah. So, I mean, and then there was also the aspect, because I don't want to just bag on the performances, it was also the story and the fact that they relied so much on the audience being, they basically wanted the audience to just be like, okay, just go with it. We're not going to completely explain why this is this way and that is that way. We just want you to go with it. We're not going to explain that his suit can do this like reflecting thing where it makes him invisible or whatever. We're not going to explain what these creatures are and what they do. We're not going to explain how their world works or any aspect of it. You're just going to have to go with it. And they rely so much on that aspect. They don't explain really anything about the world that they live in, and just the aspect of their culture. They don't explain anything. They just expect you to go with it, and it makes the entire thing so hard to sit through, because it's like watching a sequel to a movie that you never saw the first one, and that relies on you seeing the first one to know what's going on, basically. And
I haven't seen this, but from what I've been told, if you want to understand the quality of this film, you only need to know two words: Cypher Rage.
Yep. Yeah, that's.
This is basically a bad fan fiction.
That's Will Smith's character. See,
yeah, I'm
also something you mentioned made me think of something I was gonna say about that, but I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, it's worse than The Last Airbender.
Oh,
That's
ouch.
saying something. Yeah,
That is saying something.
Yeah, I mean, M. Night. I mean, you think like, oh, he can't fall any farther than this, and then he proves you wrong. So.
Yep.
Side note: Devil is actually a pretty good movie. That wasn't directed by him. That's probably why it was written.
Fair enough. Anybody else that's pretty much combining the two worst films, new films or prequels, sequels, anything?
Oh, we're combining them now?
Well, we might as well. We already combined it with the Iron Man thing, so.
Okay.
And then everybody else?
I'm going.
Okay.
For my worst film, my wife's vote was Man of Steel, because it wastes too much time on stuff nobody cares about, like politics shit and fucking
Tears.
Yeah, fucking ruining Jonathan Kent and shit.
Now, it's Jonathan Kent being an asshole, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, the last half hour's pretty good. I'm like, well, that's the only part I want to see.
Yeah.
But for worst prequel or sequel, technically this isn't a prequel, but they made it a prequel. But The Hobbit on DVD, extended edition, whatever the fuck, because that's what I saw it on. Like the first one, not Smog, the first one, that was so fucking boring. Good God, I wanted to stop watching it about an hour in. And then 2 hours later, when it was finally over, it still just felt as painful as when that first hour. God.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Well, I'll just say, just to bring it around and bookend it, I did not have a worse new film, but my sequel prequel was also Iron Man 3. And, yeah, I just agree with what Marcus said earlier. It was a good Tony Stark film. It wasn't that good of an Iron Man film, but they were good. Am I the only one that with everything else going on, am I the only one that would have been happy to just see a 2-hour film of just Tony Stark and that kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I expected there to be more.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Ironically, another superhero film where they gave him a child sidekick, and I was expecting to hate him, and I'm like, I actually don't mind it this time.
Yeah.
And he gave him that fancy fucking lab at the end. That was great.
That was sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think it was good, but I think it was a bad movie. But I think they were trying. I think they realized, shit, we need to. We're pretty much ending Iron Man here. We need to work out. We need to get the Mandarin thrown in here to make the Fantastic. But we also need to end Iron Man, quote unquote, for what's coming up. So we got to get a list in one movie. I think they were trying to do too many things in one movie, and that's what really hurt it. Because you notice at the end where they always put that line in, it wasn't Iron Man will return. It was Tony Stark will return.
Yeah.
Which I think he's going to be like the advisor to the Avengers now, so that Robert Downey Jr. can come in and be Robert Downey Jr. without having to do any of the actual fighting.
Well, that's not what he does. Like, in the I was thinking, like, when I play some like the Marvel the first Marvel game, Ultimate Alliance, that's what it seems like. He is possibly like a financial backing to S.H.I.E.L.D., but no longer with S.H.I.E.L.D., and they're kind of like, I kind of do stuff. Mostly I just give them my money so they can make me money, and yeah.
Like I said to you and Jim, so he's Zio Billy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I think mind that.
The problem with what they did with the end of Iron Man 3 is it felt to me like they were trying to set everything up so it's like, we have to make Tony look weak, so Pepper Potts can come in and save the day and look all badass and hot. And I'm like, you don't have to make him look weak for that to happen. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't even get me started on War Machine. It's like, okay, war's breaking out, and the War Machine turns tail and runs. I'm like, oh.
He didn't run.
Yes. He's like, I'm going to go save the president, but I'm not going to come back to bail your ass out, Tony. I'm going to let you to die. I'm like, oh, some best friend you are. You're leaving your best friend to die. You're the one with the walking tank armor that actually works, and you leave.
To be fair, War Machine's been pretty crap in these films. Iron Man 2 was fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was just bad writing in general, because they probably were just like, we need an excuse to have him leave so that Tony can have the final fight, and that was their excuse.
Don't you mean the Iron Patriot, Because it's basically like freaking Iron Man and Captain America put together?
Yeah, that was supposedly Norman Osborn.
Final fight. Pepper.
I know.
Yeah.
The problem was
she didn't have the final fight, she had the final blow.
The problem with that as well, Stacey, is he's not meant to be the Iron Patriot.
I know, it's supposed to be Norman Osborn.
Yeah, but that's fucking stupid.
I didn't know why they put that in there anyway. I guess it was to give off to entertain the rivalry between Captain America and Iron Man, but it was like ill-conceived. I guess, because that would be the only way that they were going to even bring in the Iron Patriot, because they're probably not going to tie it into Spider-Man. So it's like,
the
that's the only way.
Sound. The reasoning behind why they were going to use Iron Patriot was sound. The problem is, you shouldn't have used the Iron Patriot. Because it's the same reason why they completely fucked up RoboCop.
Yeah.
It's because let's corporate-fy War Machine, or in this case, let's fucking patriotize War Machine because now he works for the government. What's more patriotic than putting him in red, white, and blue? Oh, well, if we have to do that, we have to call him the Iron Patriot because that's what people will be thinking when they see the armor. And it's like, why?
But that makes
sense.
Away
now.
It's like they couldn't just call him War Machine and have him be a weapon of the government and call him War Machine.
But that's what the United States does, That's like how we operate.
It made sense. It was realistic in that respect. So as far as that went, I respected their decision to do that, but I didn't think it was a very good execution of the character. I think Rhodey was good. Like Don Cheadle was good as Rhodey, but playing that. No.
See, I preferred
Like-
the original Rhodey.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
Don
know.
The one that
Cheadle.
never actually became a
Yeah.
War Machine.
You know, but the thing is, actually, I learned this from I just yesterday watched an interview with Terrence Howard, and he said that Don Cheadle was the one that they originally were going to put in that role of Rhodey, and but his Terrence Howard's manager pushed him into that role, and that's how he got the role. But that was why they went with Don Cheadle the second time around, because it was like,
And I'm glad
That
Terrence
was their
Howard got
original
the
choice.
role.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
awesome as James Rhodes.
he was.
And then he
But-
wouldn't fuck it up.
Yeah, they actually, it wasn't his fault, because the way that they said it was like they were supposed to pay him a certain amount of money for a sequel, but they were like, well, we think this movie's going to be good with or without you, so we're going to get, he was supposed to be paid $8 million. He was paid $4 million for the first one. He's supposed to be paid $8 million. Then they were like, we think it's going to be successful with or without you, so we'll only pay you $1 million to come back. And he was like, no, that's not fair. That's less than what everybody else is getting paid for the movie, so I don't want that.
Yeah, which that is unfair. Even more unfair considering the second film revolved entirely around the character getting the War
Yeah.
Machine suit and fighting Tony Stark and in like a pissing contest with suits. Because
Yeah.
why the fuck not?
I think there actually was pissing in there, so.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the Iron Man franchise made me sad for Don Cheadle because I love him as an actor. He's a great actor, but that
Oh,
role
yeah.
just no, that role he never should have taken that role because that is so not him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
not-
going to
not-
be in Avengers, apparently. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
it'll
because Tony Stark can't fight, they need somebody in a big metal suit, so.
They'll probably still bring in Tony Stark. Let's be honest, like, he's still going to come back. They don't have any reason for him to not.
Well, they don't have Iron Man, I'll put it to you that way. They won't have Iron Man, so they need somebody in a big metal suit.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he might come back as Iron Man. Like, the Extremis thing was in there for a reason, and everybody seems to think that he's going to get the Extremis suit for Avengers. Since Iron Man is over, it's like, you know, he's going to get it for the Avengers, and then it's like, oh, okay.
It's possible, but I think they did this for a reason because of the fact that they were at this point in the contract where RDJ said, look, I'm like 50 years old now, I can't keep doing these fucking action scenes.
I think,
So,
well,
that's what-
his
that
contract
way-
was up for, well, yeah. His contract was up for, I just don't think that they would, like make an Avengers movie without, like,
I have to
Iron Man as at the forefront.
I have to say, Jim, does
It's
he
always-
really have to do many action sequences?
Yeah, see.
I mean,
yeah,
out of all the superheroes they've got on the Avengers besides Hulk, he's the easiest one. His entire fucking body's covered. You put some other dude in a suit and you just film some reaction shots.
it's not like he really has to, like, do what he did in Iron Man 3 where he was, you know, outside of the suit and had to do action scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Power Rangers at this point.
yeah, you could put someone else inside that suit. That'd be very easy.
Yeah. They were doing the same thing with Spider-Man.
Extreme power.
Yeah, because that's basically what it is. That's basically what Extremis is. It's a morphing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But
But,
anything else?
Oh, are we doing sequel and prequel? No.
Oh, I had worst actor for,
I thought we
Adam.
think when we,
Oh, okay.
did anyone
And
else-
we're not an actor.
Okay.
Anybody
No,
have
okay.
worst film or sequel or prequel, anything involving worst films?
Oh, yeah, I had worst sequel, prequel.
Alright.
Scary Movie 5. This was an
Enough
abomination. Yeah, enough said. It was an abomination of a movie. There was no point in making it. There was that movie, Haunted House, that Marlon Wayans movie, and I thought that was better than Scary Movie 5 because they basically tried to do the same thing, make fun of Paranormal Activity. Scary Movie 5, there was no reason why that movie should have been made. Everybody in that movie was terrible as acting-wise. Everybody, I mean, like, down to, like, the smallest roles. And there was really nothing funny about it. It was absolutely bland. it was what you would expect from a spoof movie at this point, especially scary movie. So I was like, that series should have died at the fourth one. I don't know why they even brought it back.
Was there a point to make more than one?
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah, well,
See,
I didn't like any of the sequels.
the first two were okay because they were still made by the Wayne brothers, and then what's his name took over and made the third one, and it was like, okay, yeah, you can tell the series is going downhill. Because the Wayne brothers are actually fairly good at making, except for Haunted House, are fairly good at making spoof movies, and they had been making spoof movies since the 90s that were actually really decent. But, yeah, that was, whoever took over the reins was like, did not know what they
Fuck
were.
this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, so is that everybody? Yes.
Yep.
Get along, everybody.
So let's move on to worst actor and actress in film. I have none. Moving on.
Oh, I
Okay,
go.
Okay, you go.
So mine, my worst actor, even though it should have been frickin' Rick, but I thought somebody else. I thought Adam Sandler.
Oh, and growing up.
He's an actor.
He really just annoys me, and I just want to punch him in the face every time I see him now. He just needs to go die somewhere, pretty much.
And actually, I lied. I'm going to throw out a worst actor. Harrison Ford.
Who?
Harrison Ford.
Oh,
In Ender's Game. Because, like I said, it was Harrison Ford playing Harrison Ford. Just, the character was so one-dimensional. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I want Star Wars and I want it now because at least Han Solo is more interesting than this piece of crap.
Except for
Yeah.
episode 6 when he's Harrison Ford.
He was still more interesting than the character he played in Ender's Game.
Yeah. Who's your actress?
He's your actress.
Actress, I didn't really have one. I was like, whatever, I would say Kristen Stewart in Twilight, but you already knew that, and that was kind of written because supposedly she can act sorta kind of good in silent films. And when I say silent films, I just mute her, and I think she can act good. And, so, yeah.
Well, it was 2012.
My worst actress, I gave it to, ironically, it was the one Jim gave to best actress, just because I know I'm going to mess up the name, so he can help me correct it. Rinko Kikuchi?
Rinko Kikuchi, yeah.
Yeah,
like
from
that.
Pacific Rim. Oh my god, every time she spoke in that film, all her dialogue to me, and even the people I was watching her with, they all facepalmed every time she spoke, when it was like, because it sounded so fucking forced most of the time. And it was like, I just couldn't like it. She was the only part of that film I didn't like.
I think it was part of. I mean, her accent made it like.
No, it wasn't her accent. It was just how she was acting felt. Basically, like the bad Keanu Reeves films where he's just extremely wooden. It was that.
Yeah.
She was just extremely wooden. The accent didn't matter because I've seen films with people with similar accents and shit like that, and it's cool. She was just wooden. But speaking of wooden, my actor, I gave it to Jaden Smith from After Earth. Has he ever acted good in a film? I've never seen him act in a film well, so yeah.
Other than Pursuit of Happiness. And that wasn't hard. He just had to be a cute little kid, and that was it.
Fair enough.
And I mean, there were some crying scenes, but that was when Will Smith was bringing his all as an actor, and his son was, stepping up. But I mean, he was just a kid; he didn't have to do much, but at least it helped, and they just had that dynamic.
In this, in After Earth, he was shit, and like I said, he's been in shit in everything I've seen him in. But oh my god, After Earth, he's so bad. It's like,
what else has he been in? Oh,
The Karate Kid.
yeah, he was in
right?
Karate Kid as well. If you can actually call it Karate Kid.
He was the little bitch who cries.
Yeah, like I said, if you can call it Karate Kid when he doesn't do karate.
And wasn't it Kung Fu Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Tween.
Kung Fu Crybaby.
Yeah, I'd call it Kung Fu Tween. Because let's face it, it's a Karate Kid for the Hannah Montana audience. The way Jaden acted, I meant. But yeah, so they were my choices anyway.
Okay.
For me,
Go ahead.
okay. Mine's real quick because it's stupid. For my both actor and actress, pretty much anyone I see in those low budget fucking sci-fi movies that I watch on Netflix, the ones that have like 1 star, everyone in those is terrible. So and I don't even remember their names. That's how bad they are. But yeah, they're all I think equally terrible because just there's a reason nobody knows who they are.
Are they as bad?
Sharknado.
Are they as bad as that mustache guy who keeps popping up in the Marvel films? He's always fucking acting the same. Oh fuck, what's his name? I don't know. It'll come to me.
Wait, say again. Where is he from? Yeah, the mustache and what?
I said the mustache guy who keeps popping up in all the Marvel films.
Oh.
And he's always the same in
One in the
every
background
one.
of the X-Men movies.
He should have been in the X-Men films.
Didn't they say he was in? Didn't they say he was going to be in the next one?
Yay!
Yeah, he is.
But he's also going to be an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, he's in.
Or
Yeah.
steals or used to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Um,
all right.
yeah.
I'll go. I didn't have a worst actor, although in retrospect, I'm gonna give it to Bruce Willis for G.I. Joe Retribution because I'm sorry, you agreed to a movie where you basically show up and don't do fuck all.
It's
Way to do
retaliation.
nothing for a paycheck, asshole.
Again, have you not seen the latest Die Hard films?
I haven't seen any Die Hard films.
The last
He
one was.
pretty much shows up and accepts a paycheck.
Fair
And
enough.
CGI do the stunts for him.
Okay, then.
That was gonna be my worst one. Die Hard, because that was. For him, because he really didn't do anything.
Fair enough. Yeah, for my worst actress, I give it to Zoe Saldana in Into Darkness. Cause
Aww.
I was like, she's hot, and it's not totally her fault because a lot of it's the writing, but she did literally nothing but whine about her fucking relationship with Spock through the whole fucking movie.
I thought the scene where she confronted the Klingons was pretty well done. But
That was
yeah,
okay, I'll give you that, but that was after she spent how long literally on a mission where they're all probably gonna die, and the captain is sitting right there, ignoring the captain and basically telling him to fuck off so she can argue with her fucking boyfriend.
Yeah, I felt like that was really weak writing for her character in general, because her character, everybody knows who her is, like, supposed to be a strong, female lead in Star Trek, and it felt like, oh, we can't come up with a good enough storyline that she can carry for the story, so we're just gonna have her argue about her relationship and, like, talk about the relationship with Spock, which has nothing to do with the main plot.
It's because she used the time travel gadget where they can look through the windows of various time, and she's seen all the stuff he did in Heroes. She's like, oh my god, no.
But
It's almost like they wrote the part for Kristen Stewart.
And it's officially canon.
You would think. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things that are officially canon, keep your eyes open, because I saw an article about the new Abrams-verse comic that's coming out, where they gender swap the crew for an arc.
Yeah.
Get ready for that.
Oh, by the way,
Will Spock turn into the Enterprise chick?
Nah. Maybe.
as a runner-up for worst actor, I want to give it to The Rock for killing off an entire cast just by showing up.
That's not
Royal Rumble.
Oh. That's not true though. They kept Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was still there.
Yeah, that's probably because Ray Park threatened to kill off whoever was left if they tried to touch it.
You're gonna die in this scene. Just looks at him like, never mind.
Exactly.
And trust me, I've seen Ray Park. I've met him in real life. I would not want to fuck with that guy. Bigger than he looks on screen, I'll tell you that.
Really? You don't want to find out what happens if you get struck by lightning?
Isn't it the same thing as everything else?
Ah, good point. So sad he's not going to be in the next X-Men film when they mention they actually have Toad in it.
My worst actor is in relevance to G.I. Joe is Channing Tatum in G.I. Joe Retaliation. I felt like he was, like, the fact that they rewrote and reshot basically the entire second half of the film just to have him in it was, like, the worst decision they could make. Because it was like, okay, he was going to get killed off with the rest of the cast with the whole thing. But then they were like, no, we want to, instead of having him have a cameo, we want to bring him back and have him still star in the film. And we're going to reshoot the entire freaking film just for him so that we can have him as top billing. It was because he came out with The Vow, and that was a bestseller. So they were like, oh, we'll get more money if we make him the main character again. And they did so, and look where that got him.
But it wasn't. They still killed them all for the whole group.
They did? No, because they made him, like, the top billing actor.
They did, but they still killed them off when all the Joes died, and that's why The Rock was in charge. And they basically, in the end of the first movie, the president got replaced with what the fuck's his name from Cobra.
I know. No, I was talking about...
Sorry.
Keep going. No, that's right.
Basically, Zartan was the president, was in disguise as the president, and he basically kicked the supposed Cobra dudes, supposedly the new government team, on the Joes and took them out for betrayal and treason to the country. And they killed everybody except The Rock, the hot chick, and the one other dude.
I know.
And Channing Tatum died there, and that was like 40 minutes into the movie, so...
Yeah,
what they did is they were originally going to kill him off either sooner or off screen with the rest of the Joes, but because the fans bitch, pissed, and moan, and they realized, hey, the fans actually like Channing Tatum, we should use that to our advantage to make money. Fuck it, we're rewriting the beginning of the movie to include him in it, and then we're going to kill him off just to piss everyone off.
It wasn't because
he was in the whole movie. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah. That's how I knew. And I knew he wasn't in the whole movie. I was saying that they did that so that they could put him on the posters. Yeah, but I was saying... I was just going to say, like, I don't think it was a fan reaction thing, because I don't think any fan of G.I. Joe really cared for Channing Tatum as Duke that much to where they were like, oh, we want him. Actually,
Marcus is not wrong on that. That's actually true. They got a huge fan backlash on social media, and they got letters and shit about how they necessarily as Duke, but they liked him in the movie, thought it was a good character because he was the leader of the team, and they attached him. And they attached him as the leader of the team, and so
fangirls who swoon over Channing Tatum's abs and shit. It
wasn't just fangirls. It was general people that liked the movie that felt that he was a good in the lead of the movie, and they thought it was bullshit that they killed off the lead of the movie when he had done a good job carrying the first film.
Who liked the first movie?
You got invested in that. I don't know about you. You got invested in his character in the first movie. He did a good job in that movie.
I did like the first G.I. Joe film. I haven't seen the second one, but I was also going to say to Marcus quickly, just to throw this out there, since he mentioned The Rock. Since I've been watching it recently on TV, you know Cartoon Network keeps doing those live-action versions of their own cartoons?
Okay.
Can we put a blonde wig on him and make Johnny Bravo?
Yes!
That almost happened. That really almost happened.
Yay!
He was, almost cast as in a Johnny Bravo film back when it was more famous and back when he was smaller.
That would have been awesome.
Size. Yeah, because it was like he had the look, he had the glasses, he had the black shirt.
Yeah. Hey, pretty mama, you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Yeah, the Rock also has the cockiness to just pull it off, which would be awesome. And with The Rock, you also have the part of Johnny Bravo where he's an arrogant douche, but he's like Homer, where there's an innocence behind him where you can't hate him. You're just like, he's awesome.
He has a great Christmas special, too.
He does.
Can't hate him.
Yeah.
But back to G.I. Joe Retaliation, I'll be the first to admit, in terms of the characters and whatnot, I wasn't too hurt that they killed them off. I mean, I like some of the characters. I'm kind of glad Rip Porter was, because God, Mama Wayne's was annoying. But what pissed me off was the fact that they killed them off. That's what pissed me off. I'm like, wait, so you're basically killing off your entire first cast calling this a sequel with a whole brand new cast just so The Rock gets the billing for the whole movie. No, fuck that.
His
I
character
may
needs
not
to be
like
in
the
that.
characters a lot. I may not like some of these actors and actresses, but goddamn, they deserve better than that.
His character isn't even like supposed to be that like top billing. They only did that because he's The Rock.
To be
Like,
fair,
his character's
that
never been
also
the leader
could,
of the team.
to be fair, that also could work if they go to do a G.I. Joe 3 and they do the same thing, because then they could have found a way to keep this franchise going in the same way Power Rangers is doing to get a new cast every film.
Yeah, but the way
They
they
could do
ended
that
the
without
second
killing
film,
everybody.
they're not going to do that. If they do a third film, Roadblock will be the main character, I guarantee you.
Fair enough. I like I say, I'm looking forward to the second one. I don't know the characters because I didn't watch G.I. Joe as a kid. I never really got into that because it wasn't shown much over here. And when it was, I was into like stuff like Thundercats and stuff. But did they still have the ninjas?
That was the only good thing about Retaliation is the fact that
they
still had Snake Eyes, they still had Storm Shadow, and they brought in Jinx. And the actress that played her was fucking awesome.
Nice. Because I'll admit, like I said, don't know much about G.I. Joe, didn't watch it much, but when I watched the live action film, I was like, cool, and when I saw the ninjas, I was like, I don't know why, I like these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, you'd be interested to know that the white ninja from the Cobra side realizes he's being a dick and actually helps the Joes. So
You underestimate me.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That is kind of cool. I just wanted to know if I thought that the ninjas win. I just want to see the ninjas with the swords and crap. It was awesome.
Yeah. But I was gonna say my worst actress was Ashley Tisdale in Scary Movie 5. There's really not much that needs to be said. It's Scary Movie 5. You're just not gonna really expect much out of the acting.
Ashley Tisdale.
It's Ashley Tisdale, exactly. So it's like, I mean, I don't want to diss her 100% because there was one show on the CW that I actually liked that she was on, but I mean, she's not really a great actress, and I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to have her head this movie, or I don't know what the hell she was thinking that this might be actually a good movie. There was no point in her being in the movie. There was no point in the movie existing. Yeah. There's not much more I could say other than that.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
Well, after all that is our part one of our X-Pound Year in Review Awards.
Did everyone go?
I think so. Everybody went, right?
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure if someone left off their actors or actresses. Okay, fair enough.
No, that is our X-Pound Year in Review for television and film. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos that will feature our awards for video gaming, and our third video that will feature other awards that didn't fit into the categories. I'd like to thank Marcus Shadow for co-hosting this with me.
Woo!
You're welcome.
And thank everybody, Chris the Mole, QJ, Richter Hammer, and Geek Hero for joining us for these awards here.
Yeah.
Hey.
And
Enjoyed the cookies.
we will see you on the next video for the Video Game Awards. Thank you. Good night.